We're live. Well, I think that went well.
Yeah. So you got that Final Cut Pro 3D text going on?
Absolutely. Let me go ahead and plug in. And so we are now live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Dragon Rider Network's WWDC 2015 broadcast. I'm your host, Connor Mitchell, head whiz of Dragon Rider Network. And with me, we have from Noah Shreve Tech, Noah Shreve.
Hello, everyone.
So at this point, we're just basically doing a little bit of pregame before the actual broadcast, basically doing our predictions, waiting for people to show up. If not, all of this is being recorded, so you can watch it all afterwards. It'll hopefully be a lot of fun, and hopefully a few other people will show up. Let me go ahead. See if we're on the actual YouTube page.
Is my lower third backwards for you?
Let me check. Nope, it's right.
It says it is for me, so I don't know. I think it mirrors like your display window.
Yeah, it's mirroring for me too. So just let me send out the link for everyone, so that way we know, so that way they know that we have begun.
Looks like there are a lot of people there.
Yep, so many people. Well, we got the broadcast going. That's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm to send it to the world. I'm actually really interested to see how the audio picked up for that intro.
It sounded great. Like, on my end, at least.
We are live. Or we are live. Whichever they want.
Right.
All right, so anyway, guys, bringing you up to speed on some updates coming from The Verge live blog. I was about to say live broadcast. So anyway, it looks like their latest post is actually that Trent Reznor is there, so probably going to get a lot of cool music related content coming up, which of course leads into the Apple Music subscription service. Now, personally, I have absolutely no idea what to expect from this. I'm thinking, is this either going to be a Spotify service, or is this going to be sort of like Apple taking the Beats streaming service and sort of revamping it as an Apple branded service? Noah, you can go ahead and give some of your thoughts on that.
I don't know. I think it's going to be similar to Spotify, and I don't know what the feature is going to be that's going to make everyone want to change. But I have a feeling, even if it like is an identical like copy to Spotify, I think a lot of people will change just because it is Apple. But I have a feeling that they're going to have like some feature that comes with it that's going to like change music streaming. So I'm interested to see what they come up with.
Yeah, it would be really interesting if they were able to possibly get something out where they could say, oh, look, we have something that is like Spotify, like all the other music subscription services, only better. But, you know, I remember when I first tried Spotify back in 2011, I think I was down in Nashville at the time, and I remember it being this really cool thing that I just got your notification. I remember it being this really cool thing having all of this music to listen to all at once. And for Spotify back then, like you could just listen to it all for free just with ads.
Right.
But for me, I felt since 2011, I don't think anyone's been able to get it right. I feel like Spotify's tried to come big. They haven't. I feel like the new service from Jay-Z is trying to step up. I feel it's a very exclusive thing, which helps a little bit. But when you get to be that exclusive at that point, it's not going to help anyone.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Microsoft tried years and years and years ago with the one that went with the Zune. And personally, I feel like it was a little bit ahead of its time, but I don't think it stood up very well.
Right.
So at this point, we are just wondering what Apple is going to do for this. But another thing that everyone is talking about, obviously, is the release of iOS 9. And all I have on that information is that it is just performance upgrades.
Yeah, I have. There has to be at least like 1 or 2 new features, but yeah, like most people say, it's probably just going to be performance stuff.
I feel like if it were anything, it'd probably be a little bit more enhanced on design, but iOS 7 definitely took on design in a very big way. iOS 8 tweaked it a little bit, and iOS 9, I'm just hoping, really does kick up performance quite a bit, the same way macOS 10 Snow Leopard kicked up performance from OS 10 Leopard.
Yeah.
That was huge.
Yeah, it should be interesting. And one thing, and I know this is like the most random request ever, I really hope Apple puts San Francisco, the Apple Watch font, is their main font on Mac OS and iOS, because I actually found a way to install it on Yosemite is your main font.
Oh, really?
And like, as strange as it is, just the font itself makes my display look 10 times higher resolution, just because the way everything's like curved and stuff, you can't see the edges of the pixels. It's weird, but it looks so much nicer.
Can you get it on, what was it? I'm trying to think of that website. Duffont?
No, no, you can't, but I think someone went into like the Apple Watch files and got the font. I'll see if I find the link.
I'm going to try and like whip up a brief lower thirds for myself, just so that way I can try and get it somehow.
All right. So we got what, 23 minutes?
Yep. See if I can get this right.
Which we know what the first 45 minutes usually is.
Yeah, the first 45 minutes is when Apple is talking about how much
stores.
how great their stores are, how many stores they have, and
Apple Watch sales, probably.
Yep. That would be a big one.
Yeah.
So
that one I'm actually interested to see. So
I would be interested to see that, especially when they're comparing their numbers to Pebble, because that would be very interesting to see.
I thought it was crazy when Pebble announced their new Kickstarter, and like I got the email for it, and I clicked the link on the email, and in the first day it already raised like $10 million. And I'm like, what? Like that's ridiculous for a Kickstarter project.
I know. But I feel like if Apple announces that their watches have sold over, I want to put the number at maybe 2 million. If they sold over 2 million, I would be rather impressed.
Because haven't Android Wear devices only been sold like maybe 1 million?
If it's not over 1 million, it's somewhere pretty close, but I'm pretty sure it's still somewhere in the hundreds of thousands.
Yeah. But I'm surprised at how well the Apple Watch has done, actually. I mean, I wasn't sure how well it was going to do, but from what it seems like it's doing pretty well.
I was actually in the Apple store by my house about a week ago, I want to say, and they let me try on the Apple Watch, doing the in-store trying out. And I have to admit, if it was just a little bit cheaper, I would have gotten it because it was that impressive. It was incredibly nice to wear. I could see myself using it a lot, and probably the single-handedly the best part of it was that you could respond to text messages, you could answer calls, and the one thing, if it was the same price, the one thing I wish it had was a front-facing camera for FaceTime, so that way you could do FaceTime on your wrist.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Incredible.
Whoa, what was that?
What was what?
I saw something in my subscription feed that made it look like Apple was changing the Photos logo, but it's Google Photos.
Oh.
Yeah, but I love mine. I'm happy with it so far. So I think the next software update will take it to a new level, like watchOS 2.
That would be nice.
So I'm excited to see what they do. I know I've said that a lot, but I really am.
Trust me, there's about 6,000 people in that room who are incredibly excited to see what they're going to do next.
Can
Find that font.
If I had to complain about one thing so far, it's how they like type out watchOS.
How, with the lowercase watch?
Yeah, it looks weird. I guess because it's just new, but
Yeah, well, when they went from iPhone OS to iOS, that looked really weird.
Yeah.
That probably dates me just a little bit right there. So let me go ahead, see if this lower thirds will actually work. Now, how would you get in your lower thirds?
You go to the Hangout Toolbox app.
All right, I got it.
And then you click on the little person icon if it's not the smiley face, but the like profile looking icon, and then custom overlay.
All right, I got it. Oh, that's not right. Might have to shrink it a little bit.
So I really hope that they bring Control Center to the Mac, because that's one thing I love on iOS. And I know there's like kind of that in the Today tab for Notification Center, but I would love to have a dedicated Control Center.
That would be nice. All right, let me try this one now. Nope.
And are you making it in Photoshop?
I actually went the even cheaper route. I made it in Keynote.
Oh wow. Here,
Let me just try and see if I can just shrink it. Did you have to make it like 100 by 300?
well, what I did is I made the whole document 1920 by 1080, and then just put it what it would look like. If that makes any sense. So like, here, I'll share my screen.
Oh, wait a minute. I think I got it. See if this will do it. Oh, I know what it is. You have to do the overlay of one of those. Okay, now I get it. Let me go ahead and fix that. I want to make this a widescreen layout. Yeah, and for those who are tuning into the broadcast, either now or later, we are just having some of the last technical adjustments to the broadcast. So,
Yep, 15 minutes till the actual event begins.
yep.
So,
and just a brief update from The Verge. will.i.am has been seated in the front with everyone else.
well, at this point, it's basically, with all the people there, it's basically confirmed that Apple's music thing is happening.
You got will.i.am, you have Trent Reznor, and you have the doctor himself, Dr. Dre. So they are definitely getting the whole Beats team ready for unveiling the music service.
I'm watching the YouTube page, and I feel like it's only showing me for whatever reason. I don't know if there's...
Oh, I think I might have had it set on that. Let me change it back. There we are.
Ah, perfect.
I had it on lock for that because I didn't want like my face to be just completely up on the camera. It's like, what's he doing? He's fixing something, I think. All right. Now I get it. I'm supposed to make the transparency first. Style.
On the newest Verge update, it said Wi-Fi issues seriously diminishing the mood here. Only way it could get worse is if Tim Cook rolled out on stage wearing Google Glass.
Yep, that'll do it.
Wouldn't that be a sight? Tim Cook comes out with Google Glass on.
From clipboard. Come on. There we are. Let's save it as a PNG. It's just some totally random thing. Is it going to do it? We got it.
Hey, there you go.
Yes. All right. now you guys can see right down here, Connor Mitchell, the Dragon Rider. Go follow me at that thing.
And then you can go follow me at Noah Shreve right there. Maybe? Yeah, I think that's right. Somewhere right there.
And now that I'm looking at it in person, I'm like, yeah, I made it too large. Let me,
I think it looks fine.
I got 11 minutes.
That's true.
I got time. Shrink it down. Shrink it down. I want them to be like, why does he have that giant lower thirds?
Might as well call it a lower half.
I was just thinking that. Stole my joke. Let's group that again. Copy. Bring into preview. Even though Keynote is a rather unconventional way of going about creating things like this rather than Photoshop, I have to admit,
it works.
It works, and it's rarely let me down. There we are. That's a lot better.
Yeah, there you go.
So now we are just waiting on the final 10 minutes. Wi-Fi issues seriously diminishing the mood.
Oh, Apple has their live stream starting.
Oh, wonderful.
I'm gonna watch this.
So
far it's lots of music playing and just shots of people in the crowd.
I'm not even going to bother with the broadcast simply because it's going to destroy the internet connection here.
Yeah. I wonder if they're going to be, like, other than Apple TV, if they do that, if there are going to be any new product announcements or, like, sneak peeks like they did 2 years ago.
For the Mac Pro?
Right. I mean, not specifically the Mac Pro, but like they did for the Mac Pro.
If they were to do something for sneak peek, I would really, really hope that it would be for either an updated version of Apple TV that has a massive overhaul, or something for
the G4 Cube.
Yeah, unveiling the G4 Cube. We're bringing it back.
Right. Except this time with a G3 processor.
Like, for those of you who want the nostalgic feeling of what it feels like to export movies on a processor that is slower than your phone. It's probably true. I mean, those G3 processors, they probably have slower processing power than the iPhone.
Yeah, I agree.
And not even the current iPhone. I'm talking about the iPhone 4S or the 4.
Yeah.
But last minute predictions. We have macOS 10. What's the name going to be? For me, I'm going with Redwood.
I'm going Mojave.
All right. For iOS 9, pretty much the only changes that we can see are basically performance upgrades and maybe a little tweak in design here and there. But other than that, if it's the snow leopard of iOS updates, I would be totally fine with that.
I don't know what features I kind of like want in iOS now. Yeah, hopefully there are performance, like lots of performance things.
And for me, I'm still using the iPhone 5. So if they add something that's going to be beneficial to the next iPhone, I would be totally okay with that. I would be very happy about that. because that looks to be the one that I will be upgrading to. And 1253.
And then watch OS. I don't know what to expect with that. Probably just standalone apps.
Yeah. Standalone apps and bringing forward developers who are talking about all the things they're doing to help out with iOS or watchOS development.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let me go ahead and actually screen share what we have going on from The Verge right now. So right here is what we are currently seeing from The Verge. Sleeping every night on a bed of money, heal the pain. Suzanne Vega feels every time she hears this Tom Diner sample. Is there an Apple Watch app to provide that information to me?
Here's what it looks like at, let's see. There we go. Oh, wait, that's the wrong one.
And so here's Noah's view of the live stream.
I wonder if anyone's like periscoping this whole thing.
Oh, probably.
Like from there. That'd be interesting.
Have you gotten into Periscope?
Not really. I have it, and I get way too many notifications from it. But I've never really like used it. Like I'm not a big time user of it. I've only streamed once with it, and it was titled "The World's Shortest Periscope Broadcast," and it lasted about 2 seconds.
For me, I feel like it's just another social network that I feel like I just can't get into.
Yeah.
Because I honestly gave Snapchat every chance I could. I even tried it out for a few months before summer vacation started for us at school.
Mm-hmm.
And it was fun. I could get the aspect of it. But some people, they turn it into a thing where they can send it out to a lot of people. Whereas for me, I just felt like, you know, if I have Twitter and I have Instagram, I don't need another way of sharing info. Although for some people, they do need every mode of sharing information they can. That's how they market.
Yeah,
and I guess,
agree. Like I've never been able to get into Snapchat either. I feel like, I don't know. It's more of a...
I think I just lost your video feed.
Oh, really? Oh.
There we are. But yeah, Snapchat, Periscope, Meerkat, I feel is going to be a page in tech history that I'm going to say, yeah, I kind of slept through that part. If tech history were a class, I would have slept through those days. Mm-hmm. And I would have woken up going like, what happened? It was like, oh, you missed it. Are we going to go over it again? Nope. All right. 3 minutes.
Yep. On the broadcast, they're telling everyone to switch their devices to silent mode. There's an announcer who's like, please change all your devices to silent. We will begin shortly. So.
And now they're playing Uptown Funk. They turned up the bass. Imagine a kick drum firing directly into your chest. That's this room right now.
Yours is ahead of mine. I'm going to have to put on like the Verge and...
Yeah, the live streaming, it always seems to have, I want to say, a 15-second delay. I don't know if they do that.
They're still playing Centuries right now.
Oh,
and now it just ended. Oh yeah, here's Uptown Funk.
I don't know if they do that. I don't know if they do that simply because that's how the technology works for it, or if that's part of like a safety mechanism in case someone like runs up on stage or something and says, Android.
I don't know. It could just be I think it's just having to, because it's live streaming video, so I think there's just a natural delay with it.
All right. Well, we are about to get kicked off right away. Let me go ahead and take this full screen so that way I don't have to keep rushing in between. And one last time, let me send the link out to everyone who might be interested. Come on, copy.
All right, 1 minute.
The excitement.
And for me, that means like 3 minutes.
Yep. The excitement is incredible. They just said on the Verge broadcast, Tim Cook definitely backstage lip syncing to every word of Uptown Funk.
Yeah.
That I can honestly tell you, that would probably be me as well.
Mm-hmm.
Just to get the jitters out. Although for him, he could go up there and unveil paper and say, you know what, this is what we're releasing today. It's called iPaper.
Mm-hmm.
You can use it once, but the battery lasts forever.
That's pretty good.
Which actually would be a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Like if they went up there and said like, all right, we're going to show you a piece of paper. You can use it once, but it will last forever.
Right.
Just don't get it wet.
Yep. Yeah, this one isn't water resistant.
All right, it is 1 p.m. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now in the very beginning of Apple WWDC 2015. We're about to get started. I should mention that this live blog may consider opinions and or jokes. Read it all at your peril. This would be my first year following the Verge live broadcast, or not the Verge live broadcast. God, the Verge live blog.
Mm-hmm.
That would be very interesting.
Do you follow what's his name? Tech Smart on Twitter?
I don't follow him on Twitter. I'm subscribed to him on YouTube. I've been going through my Twitter feed a lot, trying to clean it out because every time I go to sleep and I wake up the next day, I have to go through about 50,000 pages of tweets, and they're all the same.
He is crazy on Periscope. Like, he is nonstop Periscoping. I get like 20 notifications a day from him starting a Periscope broadcast. It's ridiculous. All right, they're showing all the copyright information right now on the live stream.
Let me go ahead and bring up this. There we are. We are now looking at a live picture from The Verge, their broadcast, or not broadcast, live blog, showing everything that's going on right now. I almost wish we could have like a third account. Maybe, actually, wait a minute. Maybe I do. Maybe I can set up a third Google account.
I know, I have another one if you want me to.
That'll work. Just pull it up and then do a screen sharing of the Verge window.
All right, here, I'll do it on this computer over here real fast. Let's see. Oh.
What's Will Forte doing there?
WWDC rehearsal.
Oh. I was about to say, like, what is Will Forte doing at this event?
What is that?
They already got the drones busted out. Yep, and the live broadcast just dropped. So Apple is going to be having some technical difficulties today.
What is this? There's this weird video happening.
Yeah, you got drones, goat simulator. Oh, that's cool. Let me put it back on regular. For those of you who are joining us right now, we are covering WWDC 2015 live. Welcome to Dragon Rider Network's coverage of WWDC 2015. It just started. We are going to be getting text updates from The Verge through their broadcast, and we're going to be telling you our thoughts as the night progresses, or as the afternoon progresses, or night, or day, or whichever part of the world you're in. If you're San Francisco, it's the day. If you're in Sydney, Australia, it's the middle of the night. Oh, Abed. It's him from Community. Okay, the guy who originally said Will Forte was wrong. It's actually Bill Hader, for those of you who are interested in Saturday Night Live. Let me just share this real quick because this one picture is just worth sharing.
What's that?
The main picture that they have going on right now of Abed standing in front of all of that craziness. And Tim Cook is now out on stage.
The video's still playing for me.
Well, they have multiple people doing their live blog. It's actually really clever.
This is awesome. They spent a lot of money on this video. It's interesting, but I like it.
Untucked long sleeve blue shirt over black jeans. And the day begins. Let me go ahead and see if I can get the other Google account up. I'm sure I have one.
Oh, that's hilarious. So in the video, they're like talking about how like they're doing this giant production, and like they brought out a Mac laptop and a bottle of water out on this little cart, and they're like, we're gonna have to use this just for now. It's like, what am I supposed to do with this? It's just a bottle of water and a Mac. And then they're like, wait, that's a great idea. All right, now Tim Cook's out on stage for me. All right.
Will this work?
Oh wait, that is the wrong account.
Yeah, I just want to get an account to get the Verge page up, just so that way I don't have to constantly switch back and forth between mine. Will it work? I don't think it wants to.
All right, mine's not working for whatever reason.
I think I can invite mine. Let's try this.
Wow. One of the scholarship winners for like making an app and then getting into WWDC is 12 years old.
Wow. All right, let me go ahead. Pull up the screen sharing. There we are, we're back. So before we get on with the show, I'd like to bring up something with you I saw on TV. Cleveland Indians holding a home run ball hostage for Apple stuff. Saw this on social media, and Tim Cook did too. So talking about all the things that people will be willing to do to get an Apple Watch. Oh, that's funny. He's got the home run ball. So we're going to be starting with macOS 10, then we're going to get to the iOS update.
Oh, John Redinger's in the crowd.
Oh, you see him?
Yeah.
Every single time he goes to the broadcast, he always ends up right in the front, and every time they do a panning shot of the crowd, they always get him.
He probably gets there like real early. Tries to get the best seat possible.
Well, I don't know if there's a difference between having a press badge or having a special guest badge, but every time he tweets out his badge, it always says special guest. So he's probably right up there alongside Al Gore and Dr. Dre.
I wonder if he like knows someone at Apple or something.
By the time you get to the point of where he is in the tech community, I'm pretty sure you know just about everyone at Apple.
Yeah.
Oh, they're actually skipping the milestone numbers. And Craig is out on stage, whereas his Twitter and everything else handle would go Hair Force One.
Oh, so they're not doing updates again. I don't know if it said that on the Verge broadcast, but yeah, I'm not gonna watch the video, so I can stay up to date.
55% of users are now using macOS 10 Yosemite, the fastest adoption rate of any desktop OS ever. Windows 8.1 is way under that number.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm interested to see what they do with this version of Mac OS. I mean, I still think they're gonna. Oh,
What did you get? OS El Capitan.
I don't think that's the real name. Is it?
If it is, that would be kind of interesting.
Oh yeah, that is the name. Two areas of focus: experience and performance.
I actually want to look up
window management.
Or where it is in California.
Yeah. They say experience is all about Spotlight built-in apps and window management. So that's interesting.
Spotlight has gotten good, but they could definitely use some improving on it.
Yeah. But window management, I wonder what they're going to do with that. I'm interested. Because that's something you usually hear people talk about.
When you wake your laptop and do the mouse cursor shake, the cursor gets bigger. Very cute. That's actually a really great feature.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm always looking for the mouse.
Yeah.
We are just barreling through them. No kidding.
Yeah.
So obviously they're doing a lot with tabs. They're doing a lot with window management, as they said earlier. When you click on a link from a pinned site, it opens in a new tab. Now that I like.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's
that way,
cool. So it's kind of like
reload in the new window.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Oh, look at that. Oh, that's awesome. I love that feature right there. How you can mute sounds from certain tabs, so that way, like if you have a page with tons of advertisements on it, you don't.
Oh, that's perfect. Or find audio. Or you can find audio playing on a tab just by clicking the speaker icon in the address bar. That's good.
There's some advertisements that are like hidden somewhere in a page that are a video, and like you can't ever find where they're coming from. I hate it when that happens.
As The Verge said, it's pretty cool in a why did it take so long kind of way, which I totally get. And then, of course, you have typing into Finder. If you type SF Giants, you can actually get the score for the San Francisco Giants versus whoever they're playing at the time. I'm now looking up where El Capitan is.
Ooh, you can move Spotlight around. Says you can resize the Spotlight panel and move it around. Now that's innovation.
That is.
Actually, that's kind of nice because you can resize it and just put it like in a corner or something.
And have it blocking everything else.
Oh, that's cool. If you're looking for like an email that you like didn't read from someone, you could type in emails I've ignored from Phil or whatever, like something like that, and it would show all your unread emails from Phil.
Oh, that's great. I'm looking it up now, and it's making it seem like El Capitan is actually in Yosemite. Yes, it is. It's actually in Yosemite National Park.
Oh, that's interesting. So it's kind of like Yosemite 0.5 in a way.
It's very clever that they did that.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me think of when they went from leopard, and they're like, all right, we have leopard, now we're going to do snow leopard. Mm-hmm. And it was just a little tweak on the operating system.
Ooh, they're changing mission control. It looks a lot simpler now. I like it. I never use mission control. I should go ahead and point that out.
I think I may have used it. I think I used it a few times, but of the few times that I do it, I only use it to see where a window is.
Right.
I never use it for actual functionality or actually trying to spread out things.
Right. I mean, I'm sure I could. I'm sure it's a lot more convenient with like a trackpad.
Even with my trackpad, it's not the most convenient. I mean, I just find myself just like swiping in and out, which is nice. But if you have a large window, I would just swipe left and right between apps that I would full screen in between pages.
That's interesting. Now you can have multiple tabs when composing an email.
Oh, that's really nice.
Oh, what's this? Is there like split screen stuff now?
If Apple is doing split screen, I will love it. You can now auto-arrange windows by dragging them to the sides of windows. It's just like Snap in Windows. Mossberg in front of me actually said, "It's just Snap," out loud. But hey, I'll take it. It looks good. That is actually one feature of Windows 8 that I really enjoy, is the Snap feature.
Mm-hmm.
When you can just drag one window to the left and another to the right, and then you have two full screen windows. Wait, is that Walt Mossberg?
Yeah. They say he's going to get tossed if he doesn't keep it down.
He's got this crazy old man right up front. I'm kidding, of course. He's probably great. And but the new mission control actually does look pretty nice.
Mm-hmm.
Having the translucent part at the top along with windows.
Yeah.
Although I'm wondering how they would work that into. I'm not even going to call it anything else. I'm going to call it the Snap feature.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's got a point. That's what it is. But I wonder how they would work that into mission control.
So far, I like all these features. They're nice.
It's definitely cleaning up the desktop.
Mm-hmm. .4 times faster app launch.
Not 1.2, 1.4.
Mm-hmm.
That's a difference, people. Wait, are they bringing Metal to the Mac?
Interesting.
The temptation to snark about incremental OS updates is strong, but it's like exactly what OS X needs. Yep, Metal for Mac is now official.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't checked.
So I'm sure that's going to push gaming stuff on the Mac a little bit more.
It would be really cool if how they have Steam for PCs, if Metal became a thing for Mac.
Yeah, I mean, they have Steam for the Mac, but it's just not...
It's not that good.
Right.
If they made Metal for the Mac in sort of like a Steam-esque way, which I realize that is not a word, if they made it in that kind of way and had game developers developing Mac performance games, that would be quite impressive.
No, now that I think about it, actually Metal is going to help a lot with video stuff, like rendering and all that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 40 times greater percent rendering efficiency. Or 40% greater rendering efficiency. That's what I meant to say.
It'll be really nice when I'm exporting large videos from Final Cut. Especially the new
After
one.
Effects has 8 times... Got an 8 times improvement in rendering effects. So Adobe is committing to adopting Metal in their OS X apps. I'm happy about that.
That's great. Ten times improvement in draw call performances. I would be one of those people who have absolutely no idea what that means.
Same here. But probably is a good thing.
Yep. If it's 10 times more, it's probably good.
Yeah.
Unless it involves a $sign.
Right.
Epic Games is on stage to demo Metal on the Mac. Should check my Twitter feed, because it's probably just going crazy at this point.
This is the first man to appear on stage in an Apple event wearing his shirt tucked in 40 years.
I thought Craig had his shirt tucked in.
He does. Look at that. I don't know what they're talking about. For a second, it looked like they were using Chrome in these demos. And I'm like, what?
It's like, yeah, we're just going to mess with the crowd. We're going to use Chrome today. But that's another thing I'm hoping, because lately I have been experiencing so many issues with Safari in terms of videos I want to watch or audio that I want to pick up on. And Chrome has really been stepping up. And I'm not usually one to say that, but they have been really helping me lean into Chrome a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm still Safari. I was Chrome for a little bit, but
Metal, you guys. It's so funny, but every single game that Apple shows off on their stage looks like a game that doesn't look like it would be a part of any other platform. I think like the only other platform I could see a game stylized like this would be for the Wii, but that's it. Because it's very vivid colors.
Actually, yeah, you're right. Like cartoony.
Yeah, it's very cartoony.
Yeah.
It's like you usually look at things like the Xbox and the PlayStation, they have, I don't want to say much more real graphics, but they have much more human graphics, I would say. Things that make things look more human instead of animated. But if Apple uses that to their advantage, you know, go for it.
Right. Now, one thing I hope they change the Mac App Store, because I don't know what it is, but I can't stand just the layout of it.
Well, they also need to get people developing for that again, because there hasn't really been a big breakthrough app for that. I mean, the only time the App Store, in my opinion, ever gets used is when a new Mac OS is released for free on the App Store, or Final Cut Pro is updated. That's the only way I see it being used.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Apple is missing a real chance to play sick guitar solos every time anyone says metal on stage. Well, now we got something coming from The Verge. I have no idea what to expect from them. All right, and the developer beta is now available today. I will definitely be trying to get my hands on it. So
for Yosemite, or not Yosemite?
Not Yosemite, for El Capitan.
Yeah, there you go.
and it's a free upgrade this fall. I will not be waiting until then.
I think it's going to be funny how when you get the beta, it's going to be buggy, even though it's a thing that's focusing on bugs, it seems like.
That is going to be funny. It would be even funnier, though, if you got the beta and it worked better than the final release. Like, you get it and you want to install it on your entire machine.
Mm-hmm.
Public beta will come out in July. I am not waiting.
So they didn't have any like information on. I guess they don't really want to talk about bugs, which kind of makes sense.
It does. They're talking about features and performance upgrades. I think bugs is just going to come as like an inherent thing, especially since they're releasing a beta.
Right.
But the one thing I remember about macOS 10 Snow Leopard is that it solved a lot of performance issues. It cleared up like 15 gigabytes of hard drive space, which now is nothing. And the other thing I remember is that it made my Mac feel like a new computer. Even though I had only had it for about a year and a half, like the speed difference was incredible. First and foremost, we want to elevate the foundations of the platform.
Yep, I think since iPad is one of the main things, I bet there's going to be multitasking.
Yep. 2 apps at once. Starting with intelligence and Siri. This is what I'm waiting for.
Siri? Interesting.
An improved Siri. Smarter Siri.
This is exciting.
Siri serves over 1 billion requests a week, down to a 5% word error rate. Intelligence, apps, iPad. What does that spell? AIAIF. New Siri UI in iOS 9, and it can do way more. Show me photos.
Oh, that's neat. Show me photos. Yeah. That's awesome.
Great.
Now there's like an actual something that's like something that's actually useful. That like saves you time.
That's great. Show me free bottom Friday. I mean, the graphic.
Oh, that's cool. So it knows when your phone connects to your connects to like your car Bluetooth or whatever, and it will remind you to get coffee off the roof.
Oh, that's great. Well, I'm wondering, like, if a car doesn't have Bluetooth or a connectivity, or maybe it's just if you plug into the power of your car.
So if you're on a Safari page, you can say, "Remind me about this when I get home," and it will save like the web page as a reminder.
That's a lot of fun.
Now, I don't know how I feel about this. So Siri knows what you like to do at certain times. It can start playing music when you plug in headphones or queue up an audiobook when you get in the car.
I would kind of like that.
I'm just interested to see how, like, accurate it is.
If I was going to the gym and I said, "Hey Siri, I want to listen to Green Day 21st Century Breakdown," when I start listening to music, that would be really nice because I just plug into headphones and then I go. Which would, Mail can look in your email and suggest caller ID for unknown numbers. That's pretty cool. That is really cool.
Whoa, what is that?
Suggested apps is a great idea, and I'm glad it's here.
Is
Huh.
that Siri? Is that Siri's interface? Or is that Spotlight? What is that?
This is actually Siri suggestions.
Hmm.
So she's suggesting all of this information. So I guess you can suggest apps for
So
each person.
Siri is kind of built into Spotlight now. Interesting.
You can suggest things you might want to do or people you might want to contact based on your email and calendar when you pull down the Spotlight shade.
It's interesting.
Very nice. Yeah, I don't even want to go out of showing the Verge live blog because I'm afraid I'm going to miss something.
Mm-hmm.
There is now an API for search. When a user performs a search, we can find content based on apps they have on their devices, and when they tap, they're deep linked into the app. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. So like opening up a web page, like of something. So like what's it called? What's the app I'm thinking of? Um, Fandango. Like you could search for a movie and it would open you in Fandango instead of going to the website.
That would be nice.
It's weird how Craig is doing iOS stuff too. Usually it just does the Mac, but everyone loves him, so
Yep.
yes, it makes sense.
Is the Safari page still up?
For you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Because I'm in Chrome now. I just want to try and see if I can get another account linked to the Google Hangout.
I'm still interested to see what their default wallpaper is.
Maybe this is how I can get it.
So now it automatically adds calendar invitations. So that's interesting.
All right, I think I just. All right, I just joined in.
Yep.
All right, now I'm.
All right, now both of your windows are showing the verge.
All right, let me go ahead and take off one of them. All right, I'm back.
There we go.
Now I just need to know how to turn down the volume on the second one, because I'm getting echo.
Let's see. You could change your speakers to something random that's not being used, like on the Hangout in your settings.
Because I have mute. Just make sure I'm not losing anything in the process.
So there's some new. Okay, so now at the bottom of like photos, when you're scrolling through photos, you have like a little mini icon at the bottom, so you can scroll through and see all of your photos quickly. If that makes any sense, you can probably see it by now.
Would you know how I make it where I can have the broadcast going in the main screen, but then the two of us will be the smaller screens in the lower half?
I don't. I think that used to be a feature and they removed it.
Time to do with what we have.
Try, do you see the control room app on the side?
Yeah.
See if there might be something in that. I'm not sure. I'm not able to open it since I'm not the moderator of the call.
Well, there's nothing in it for that, but I do have something for controlling volume on all the others. So let me see if I can go to that. I can at least turn the audio down on here.